Teneca. Thanks for coming back. Please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy. Hey, thank you for joining me. This is just a conscious stitch. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's not like y'all. And I'm not. Not. Okay. Okay, bye.
Now you know what we are. Now you know what you are.
Yep, I'm a trophy.
I'm like, oh really? Somehow a number that I haven't used in almost 2 years is being used, and also that's to anyone else. If you have received any solicitation from 405-996-0101, it is not me.
Initiation's over, Michael.
This really does it no justice, really. Child gave me a whole tricycle and everything. It was crazy. The revolution will not be televised. I drove right past a police officer and shit, okay? Yeah, I don't feel good about that, okay? Yeah. Excuse me. So I'm watching this show called Shrinking, and I think I like it. I'm just incredibly sleepy right now. There's the how being a little bit dehydrated too. That's bad. Okay. You're fighting your sleep as an adult, knowing I'm sleepy as shit. I have to say, there's something painfully odd about, like, when I'm trying to watch TV, watch these other shows, I have so much that I'm creating in myself, you know what I mean? It gets in the way of me watching TV and and even being social. I'm editing a video. Okay. All right. I was just wondering something. Why do people get so bent out of shape when the truth is exposed about people who they might support? That could be from like teachers to police to, I don't know, different law officials and attorneys. It can be your your shift manager at the restaurant that you work at, you know, whatever, the tag agency, the turnpike, whatever. Excuse me. But it's like, instead of getting mad at the person who's compromised themselves, and they compromised a case, or they compromised you, these people, it's like that. It's misdirected. It's misdirected anger and frustration and contempt. Because the way I look at it, like, if I'm calling someone a friend or a fellow colleague, I don't expect you to do anything, like, because there's a level of trust in that type of relationship, you know what I mean? And so when someone does something that compromises a case, or it compromises them, or it compromises you or your reputation, like, that's something to be offended. You should be offended by your fellow brother or sister. The person who actually betrayed your trust. They betrayed the trust that you had. This is so deja vu. They betrayed the trust that you had in them as as counterparts in this legal relationship, or the spiritual relationship, or this, fraternity, sorority, brotherhood, whatever, of this family. It's like, is everyone so gung-ho, to resonate that, like, in their disdain or their disagreement, their distaste and detestment of one person or of a situation, like everyone is just mad that they were wrong about the truth being exposed, the truth coming out, instead of being mad at the people who are actually truly directly responsible for this manipulation and the facade being exposed. I keep asking myself, like, how? It's like everyone, the people that I'm referring to specifically, it's like, did you somehow miss the moral of the show, the moral of the story? It's all about doing the right thing. You can't dislike someone so much that you let that person, you watch and allow and even aid others in committing illegal acts just to keep up a facade. Because what if it was you? What if it was your child? What if it was your grandchild? I got this one organization that they're trying so desperately to plant themselves in my life, that their reach, they're trying to extend their tentacles down like several generations. I'm like, you're not even just messing with me at that point. Everyone has a divine purpose. And when people try to swap children at birth, when they try to coerce and manipulate, when you put fog in the mind of a mother carrying a child, or fog in the mind of a father who is anticipating being a father, when you try to break up someone else's family while barely holding your own family together, I cannot fathom being in that energy. Like, what would compel someone to do that? Is the idea of defeat so great? Like, is it so great that you are willing to compromise, long-term friends and friendships, people that trusted you? They trusted you. I've always wondered about that. Like, for those children, like, not the children, for the women, or the parents rather, because men and women do it, for the parents who filed child support against another, like, of a man, knowing that that's not even biologically his child. And a man will go on paying child support just because someone signed this man's name to a birth certificate, knowing that he wasn't even the father. Or will sentence a man to jail, sentence a person to jail for a crime, while others sit on the evidence, or they fail to complete the proper investigation that reveals the actual evidence. It's like this world is sick in that way. But because there are people, there are some people who look out for obvious anomalies like that. Like, there are some people who do seek justice and who do err on the side of what is right and what's good. And I just appreciate people like that. I'm one of those people, to my detriment sometimes. I mean, it's whatever the cost is, it shouldn't be a cost or penalty for being honest. Although some people can use the truth as a weapon to hurt others, the truth is the truth. It's just the truth. And you shouldn't have to, like, protect someone. Like, if you're having to protect a friend from the truth, a reflection of their actions coming out, that is not your friend, because a friend would never put you in a compromising situation like that.
Like, hey man, my wife thinks that I was at your house. Just cover for me. I'm going through some stuff. Yeah, I got you, bro.
Without even thinking about it. Your real brother would never ask you to do it. Yeah, I know so-and-so made a whole mess of this whole situation. We've already gotten rid of this one person. Let's just water under the bridge. Let's just move forward and blah, blah, blah. It's like you're not even a real leader. It makes me, it kind of puts me in the mind frame, in the space of just really like, I'm concerned about the children coming up. Those people that are like, 18 and younger. Because I think that your ability to be completely immune from the repercussions and from the judgment of wrongdoing, that's going to be kind of like, that's the equivalent of you having the blood that that God told the people to put over their thresholds and over their doors, so that they would be covered and protected from all of the famine and everything that the Pharaoh brought against the people. The angel of death that visited everyone's home. And if you didn't have the blood over your home, then the eldest in your family died. Someone in the house died. Your ability to confidently and honestly have the position of immunity, to have the position of innocence. That is your blood, man. I'm not like, the analogy and the example is just an example. I'm not saying that you have to be Christian to know what I'm talking about, or you have to be Christian for this to relate to you. I'm speaking generally about a specific thing. And I genuinely care about people's I care about people's peace of mind and their soul and their spirits and their conscience. I have a genuine, I care about that. Some of the places that I used to volunteer at when I was younger, I haven't done it in years. I've just been on a grind. Life has been lifing, and I've been lifing with it. I've been, doing what I do. But I have that appreciation because I remember being on those teams and volunteering, my family volunteering to feed and minister to the homeless. Us going with the church, volunteers only. No one has to do it. It's not mandatory. But going out with the church and witnessing to the sick and shut-in, the people who didn't have the ability to go to church. And so many of the stories that they would share, just thankful that someone came by to help them with anything, to listen to them. So many people they're not even in a place where they can even voice their truths, much less perpetuate a lie that will cover up someone else's truth. And so I have a very real, very tender spot. And I have slipped through, and I've been shoved through and stomped through so many times, that very crack of people just not watching their steps and not being conscious of how their actions and their judgments and their it's like they made a very rash, this was a compulsive, it was an impulsive decision making, impulsive, you jump to a conclusion impulsively. Or you are manipulated into believing something. Like, if I could tell you, which I will tell you eventually, all of the times, the many times that there was a termination that took place, that no one in the room that was terminating me had a conversation with me about the thing that they were terminating me for. The times that I was falsely accused of so many things, not just pertaining to work. It even happened at the church several times I'm like, I didn't do anything. And I'm not one of those ones to say, well, I've not done anything. I can say that I've not intentionally, either you are intentional. I've not tried to deceive anyone. I've not tried to say that I'm something that I'm not, or steal from someone, or, I do something wrong and I let someone else take the fall for me. Like, I can honestly say there's no cheating. I don't have anything like that under me. So because of that, but even if I had, I don't, but just because you make a mistake, that doesn't make you exempt from mercy. It doesn't make you throw to the wolves worthy. I'm talking about atonement and redemption and justice. Don't shy away from doing the right thing. You could be saving someone's life, and I'm not in that class of people, and this is not specific to anyone's race, because every culture has this idea about snitches. That shit always makes perfect sense until the cold case turns up someone that's close to you, or someone that you love is innocently sitting in jail for some shit that everyone knows that they didn't do. Then you wish that a witness would come forward. You wish that justice would be served in that way. That's all I'm talking about. People don't consider those double standards, that backwards ass, ignorant idea of justice and the hand that you play in it. Since when the fuck did it become shameful to tell the truth? Because you have someone that's innocent that's being mistreated, maybe even prosecuted and persecuted, and there's a vile, nasty person who's walking around knowing that they're the ones that actually committed the crime. That's why I was saying, I talk about it in my conscious rants, are the people who commit the crime, and then there are the whole staff, the whole board, the whole organization of people that back that bitch up. Y'all all know that that person is dirty. Y'all all know that this group of people is dirty. I had someone, I had people, because it was more than one, that they put cameras in my home. I remember waking up and expressing to my sisters, I journaled about it. I woke up and I felt like I had been violated. For someone who is celibate, I haven't had in so many years at that point, for me to wake up and I know what my body, I know what it feels like, the after. I don't have any proof of that. But there are people who had the cameras outside of the house who could have spoken up, but everyone has their own agenda.
Yeah, I saw that shit. It looked like such and such, and something is happening over there. But I can't stand that bitch no way.
You don't even know me. I think that is the biggest disease of the planet. If we could get to the bottom of the fact that all of the war that's going on, if you go back to the actual cause of many of these wars, these are spiritual wars. These are religious wars. That people are creating nuclear devices and carrying out orders instead of just making some shit right. You took this land, or you took the riches of this land from this people. You set your, you killed everyone in this dynasty, and you put yourself in someone else's seat and tried to start calling yourself the people, the chosen people of that land. What is justice? What is your hand in it? Because some shit you can't wash off your hands. It don't matter how much you pray about it. Praying about it and asking for forgiveness is not going to change the fact that you had a hand in the oppression of a person or of many people. That you ill-affected someone else's life. Is that what it means? All the sayings and the teachings about the sins of the Father? I saw this movie. Was it a movie or a show? Hold on. Because I'll look up and he'll be riding this raggedy loud cycle. Caused an investigation to ensue. You need to be resting that raggedy piece. You know what I mean? because you don't know who else has eyes. So you don't want to be identified as the stalker that you are by rolling your lawnmower around. You know what I mean? And just, okay, that I feel ugly saying that. I don't think that me saying that is uglier than the people that are actually doing it, though. Somehow I just know that. You know? Okay. Okay. Because there's a part where, you know, misunderstanding can be explained and understood. And then you get to a point where a very obvious malintent is exposed. Like, I don't wish for anyone to just necessarily to suffer or to go down, but I do seek justice. That's the thing about the love and light and the spiritualism that people expect, that just because I choose positivity, because I choose what is right, that means that I don't also have a concrete spirit of justice. And wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And fix your shit up. Fix it. Don't try to figure out how to make it look like you're innocent in a situation where your hands are filthy. Or your hands look clean, but like your slacks or your dress, you can see where you try to wipe the dirt off of your hands. You try to clean your hands. Or you try to clean your hands on someone else's back. Okay? I'm just thinking about that. Because how many cases have been publicized where the injustice of someone serving time who was completely innocent? Like, how did that happen? That's not an accidental thing. You can't even put that on the weight of the evidence, because someone submitted the evidence knowing what the truth was. Someone investigated the evidence and had the ability to conclude what the truth was. Someone reviewed that investigation or those investigations. It's like it's just being passed further and further and further. And if you get to the very root of most of these situations, you will find someone's awfully unchecked ego. Like, I remember this one time a couple of years ago, I was working in this place and I was at the front desk, and this gentleman came in and he accompanied another lady, and she said that he was his husband. She said that he was her husband. That's what she told the staff. And then he told everyone that he was like her representative, like her registered agent, her attorney, basically. And he didn't know me from anyone, you know. I was new at this place. And his disposition was just so, and it was I'm gonna tell you that the thing that stung me the most about this encounter with this gentleman is when I saw him, I could see by the way he was dressed, a suit, a very expensive suit with very expensive shoes, in a place that I didn't see hardly any other African American men in this environment. So when I saw him, I was like, woo, looking at it, you know, not even to try to flirt. Like, I'm just proud. I'm proud to see him in the place that I saw him. And he wasn't rude to everyone in the place. He singled me out. And again, there are so many signs and stories that I can tell you that these things I've concluded, like no one can tell me that I'm not, and no one had to actually tell me that I definitely am chosen. I'm chosen, unwarranted, unyielding, unwavering, unnecessary attacks. People just trying to provoke. I remember, like, if I were, and I kept thinking the whole time it was going down, raising his voice, criticizing my clothes, thinking that I should know everybody that worked in this place. And I was like, you don't even know my role. You don't know my role or who I am or what I am to this business or this establishment. You don't know if I'm volunteering and I'm actually off the clock, whatever the situation. There are some people who feel like when they speak that other people have to fall in line and that they can hold perfect strangers accountable. I'm like, you don't fucking know me, dummy. I will do this company the service of maintaining my professionalism and my manners, and I won't be rude to you. And also, as a person of color to another person of color in a place where you don't hardly see any of us, I will not join you in making the spectacle of us both. I wasn't even trying to stand down to embarrass him. I actually didn't even want to do that. I was like, I don't know how to walk away from this situation in a way that we both can actually hold our head high, because I don't feel good about it ever embarrassing or humiliating anyone, but especially, you know, other people who are in this minority category with me. And no amount of money, just because you make a lot of money, you can be very wealthy. To the people who do the judging, thus the prejudiced, they've prejudged you. They don't care about your money like I don't care about your money. I care that you know how to talk to people. And if this is how you would treat someone, a woman, who has done nothing to you, then that's just very telling. I can only imagine your business practices and how you show up there. Because a bully is a bully, as an asshole is a bully. You are what you are. But you guys, I tried really hard to not match this man's energy or his words. It's not like he could have gotten me fired for just simply saying, what is the purpose and the reason for your disposition? But instead, I thought, as intelligent as he is, he will have to struggle with that and consider how he allowed himself to show up. And there were some younger like employees there. I'm talking in their teens, that they observed this, and they was like, what was his issue with you? Did you know him outside of here? And I was like, no. I said, but I go a lot of places with people who think that they know me. And they behave in a way because of what they think they know. I remember telling this guy, like right after, I'm not gonna let myself even bring that up, but anyway, I warned a gentleman. I was like, hey, there are two people in my family that they, you know, some of my exes are guys that were interested in me, that wanted to court me, that they reached out to me and told me that this specific aunt and cousin, like his two cousins and an aunt, that they historically go back and they try to contact guys that I've dated, and they try to soil those relationships. And those gentlemen, because we were so young back then, those gentlemen would come to me and tell me about that. And so then when I'm with my family, I'm having to act like I don't know what you just did, you evil ass bitch. You know what I mean? I for the sake of my mother. These are her connections with people in her generation, close and distant. So I just want to encourage people just to do the right thing. That's never a played out idea. That's never a corny thing to do, you know? Don't be so quick to allow someone else to manipulate you and to I don't know, to pan and copy and paste their ideals and their opinions on you. Like it's actually very disrespectful to you when someone does that. When they play on your emotions and they cause you to think or feel a thing about someone that you, if you're being honest, you don't even know. And things are not always as they seem. At this one place I used to work, this gentleman had come on very strong to me, and like the Spirit's telling me not to say that. I should be safe saying the truth. Because, you know, as a single woman, completely unbound, I don't have a significant other. I'm not married anymore. I'm not dating anyone. I'm not even talking to anybody. But for when a gentleman came on to me and showed an interest, I gave him my number. And he couldn't even really, like, consistently communicate with me, which should have been a red flag, but because I'm so busy in my life and I'm not like babysitting my phone, I'm not looking for anyone. That's why I'm like, maybe I'm not ready to be in a relationship, because I'm not missing anybody at all. If you don't call me for a couple of days, I genuinely don't give a damn right now, because there's not anyone that's presented anything that looks or sounds like a solid relationship. Anyway, the man reluctantly admitted that he was married. And from that moment, I was like, I don't have shit to say to you. It does not mean that there was not like real chemistry or that I wasn't truly attracted to you. You just told me that you're married, and I really appreciate that. But let me share something with you, and let me do something for you. I'm going to be what I actually needed, what I needed. I could have used a woman like me on the other side of the men who chose to cheat on me. A woman that would have asked the questions to solidify that you actually are available. I had several gentlemen in my lifetime who tried to like pull the for real okie doke. I'm talking whining and dining and completely pampering me like a freaking queen, and made me feel like they're only for me to learn that I was one of. That they tried to push me into the top, as young people say, the top bitch. I don't call myself a bitch. I ain't that bitch. I'll be that one. I'll be that one, the one that shows you that I know you knew better, or you should have known better. Anyway, but as soon as I found out that there was someone else, someone that was there way before I even got there, I was like, I am not the one. And I'm sorry. But I feel like there must be a reason that you've been knocked over here into my stratosphere. Is it something?
What they eat, I can pay for you to eat. We're worth it to eat. That's why I asked you to ask them what they gonna eat. So at least you have two different choices.
Can I talk to you?
What he said? I thought that's what he did when he went out there. I don't think he understood what I was saying then.
The same time each day.
Oh, but then why did he just say that? Did he say that? I'm like, I tell you, he didn't talk to me.
My mom ain't gonna make it better with the ad-libs in the background. The whole fucking background singing story. Fucking be high.
Oh my God!
You fucking it up like she can concentrate.
Thought you was. I was even doing it low, but okay.
Ask him.